Sometimes the heart shatters long before the silence breaks. The rain hadn't stopped for 2 days. It beat against the windows of the modest 2-story home on the corner of Maple and Fifth, as if the sky itself was mourning something. Inside, Aaron Bennett sat on the edge of the bed, unmoving, staring at the folded note on the nightstand. The silence in the room screamed louder than any thunderstorm ever could. He had read it 100 times. Aaron, I didn't mean for it to happen. I didn't plan it, but it happened. I'm sorry. Lena. 3 sentences. That's all it took to unravel 10 years of marriage. 10 years of late-night talks, shared bills, lost sleep, laughter, Sunday pancakes, and whispered dreams. Gone. Aaron stared at the note again, as if reading it enough times would suddenly change the ink on the page. His hands trembled slightly, but not from the cold. From the truth. He had known. Maybe not the details, maybe not the name, but deep in his gut, something had felt off for months. The way Lena looked at her phone and smiled softly. The late work nights that became more frequent. The distant kisses. The way she flinched when he reached for her hand. But he hadn't asked. He hadn't wanted to believe. Aaron had always believed in fighting for love. His parents had divorced when he was 12, and he swore he'd never let that happen to him. He went to counseling, read books, did surprise date nights. But love, he was now realizing, isn't a fire you can keep alive alone. He rose slowly from the bed and walked to the window. The driveway was empty. Lena had left 2 days ago, packed a suitcase while he was at work and left the note where her pillow used to be. No calls, no texts, nothing but silence and that damn paper. His brother, Mark, had come over the night before with beers and anger. You should track the guy down, Mark growled. Teach him a lesson. Or file for divorce, freeze the accounts. Don't just sit here. Aaron hadn't responded. It wasn't that simple. It never was. He closed his eyes, letting the rain sound fill the room. Then, finally, he picked up his phone and opened the shared photo album, the one he and Lena had added to for years. Vacation pictures. Their wedding. Her goofy grins. The Christmas they got snowed in. There, nestled between 2 beach selfies, was one from a party 6 months ago. Lena smiling a little too wide. A man beside her, tall, confident, hand resting too easily on her back. Aaron zoomed in. He recognized him. Jason Whitmore, her coworker, the charming marketing guy she'd once casually mentioned. He's married, she had said once, dismissively, when Aaron asked who he was. But now Aaron remembered the Christmas party. The way Jason's eyes lingered on Lena. The private laugh they'd shared. His heart sank. Jason wasn't married. Not anymore. He'd separated from his wife last year. Aaron sat down again, the pieces falling into place like knives. It wasn't the betrayal that hurt the most, it was how seamlessly Lena had lied. As if he were furniture in her life. Present but unnoticed. He needed answers. The next day, Aaron drove to Lena's office. He waited outside, in his car, watching employees come and go. He spotted Jason around noon, laughing with someone near the parking lot. Aaron stepped out. Jason, he called. Jason turned, surprise flickering across his face. Aaron? Hey, wow, hey. I didn't know you'd be here. Aaron walked up slowly. We need to talk. Jason's expression darkened. He stepped aside. Maybe not here. They walked around the corner to a coffee shop. No one spoke for a minute. Is it true? Aaron asked. You and Lena? Jason sighed. I didn't plan it, man. Neither of us did. It just happened. We connected. It started with talking. She felt unheard. You guys were going through stuff. She said. Don't you dare, Aaron said sharply. Don't you dare make this about me. Jason looked away. I'm sorry. I never wanted to hurt you. Then you shouldn't have touched her. Jason nodded, ashamed. Aaron stood, gripping the edge of the table. You ruined something that meant everything to me. Jason looked up. It meant something to her too. But maybe you both forgot how to say it. Aaron left. He didn't cry until he reached his car. When he returned home, the silence greeted him like an old enemy. Every room echoed with ghosts of laughter. Every photograph stabbed at him. He pulled out a box from under the bed, old love notes, anniversary cards, a photo booth strip from their first date. He held one picture. Lena, wearing his hoodie, grinning with her tongue out. He tore it in half. And then he burned the box. It was the first time in days that he felt something like release. A week passed. Then two. Lena didn't call. She didn't come back for her things. Aaron's lawyer called to begin the paperwork. Then one night, she knocked on the door. Aaron opened it, and there she stood. Rain-soaked. Pale. Shaking. "I just wanted to talk," she said. He didn't invite her in. He let her speak on the porch. "I was lonely," she said. "I was tired. We stopped talking, Aaron. You stopped seeing me. And Jason, he made me feel seen." Aaron stared at her, pain in his eyes. "So instead of telling me, you betrayed me." Tears streamed down her face. I know I ruined everything. But I loved you. I still." "No," Aaron said firmly. "You don't do this to someone you love." She broke then, collapsing into sobs. Aaron stood still. "You came here for forgiveness," he said. "And I might give it. But not today." He closed the door. Behind it, he leaned against the wood and exhaled. For the first time in weeks, he felt strong. He was healing. The next morning, Aaron rose with the sun. He made coffee, shaved for the first time in days, and pulled out a dusty pair of running shoes. He ran 3 miles, not because he had to, but because he could. Each step felt like taking his life back. He enrolled in a woodworking class, something he'd wanted to do for years but always postponed. There, he met people who didn't know him as Lena's husband, just Aaron. And it felt good. One evening, while waiting for class to start, he shared his story with an older man named George. George listened quietly, then said, "Sometimes the hardest thing to rebuild is yourself. But it's also the most worthwhile." Aaron nodded. He started seeing a therapist. Not for Lena, not for closure, but for himself. His house became a home again. He painted the bedroom, donated their wedding china, removed the framed vows from the hallway. And one day, while walking through a bookstore, he saw her. Not Lena. Her name was Claire. She was browsing the self-help section, hair tied back in a messy bun, eyes focused. Their eyes met. She smiled. It wasn't a movie moment. It wasn't fate. But it was real. 1 year later, Aaron sat on his porch, sipping coffee. The air was crisp, the trees blooming. Claire stepped out with 2 mugs and kissed his cheek. He looked out at the world and smiled. He hadn't forgotten the pain. But it no longer owned him. Echoes of the past. Aaron sat alone in his living room, the soft hum of the refrigerator the only sound accompanying his thoughts. The memories of Lena's betrayal still lingered, but they no longer held the same power over him. He had started to reclaim his life, piece by piece. One evening, while organizing old boxes in the attic, Aaron stumbled upon a forgotten journal. It was Lena's, filled with entries from the early days of their marriage. Curiosity got the better of him, and he began to read. March 15th. Aaron surprised me with a picnic today. I can't remember the last time I laughed so much. He's my anchor. June 2nd. Work has been stressful, but Aaron's support keeps me grounded. I hope I never take him for granted. The entries painted a picture of a love that was once vibrant and full of promise. Aaron felt a pang of sorrow, realizing how far they had drifted apart. Weeks later, Aaron decided to attend a local art exhibition. He had always appreciated art but rarely took the time to indulge in it. As he wandered through the gallery, a particular painting caught his eye, a serene landscape with a solitary tree standing tall amidst a storm. Mobo Reader. "It's called Resilience," a voice said beside him. Aaron turned to see a woman with kind eyes and an infectious smile. "I'm Maya," she introduced herself. "Reddit. Mobo Reader." They struck up a conversation, discovering shared interests and a mutual appreciation for art. For the first time in a long while, Aaron felt a spark of connection. New beginnings. Aaron and Maya began spending more time together, coffee dates, walks in the park, and long conversations that stretched into the night. Maya's presence brought a sense of peace and joy that Aaron hadn't felt in years. He confided in her about his past, about Lena and the pain of betrayal. Maya listened without judgment, offering comfort and understanding. "We all have scars," she said one evening. "But they don't define us. It's how we heal and grow that matters." Aaron realized that while the past had shaped him, it didn't have to dictate his future. With Maya, he saw the possibility of love and happiness once more.